Yes, indeed, folks. Listen to Blue Please here on CityOfBrit.com with myself, Total Biscuit. So, the topics that I said I was going to do at the start of the show that I have evidently run out of time for, I didn't expect to get 45 minutes out of the Insidia content. I could have probably gone on longer than that as well. I love these great debacles, they're good content. So, I'm going to cover those next week, so you're going to get to hear them nonetheless. Probably another bumper show next week, just to get everything sorted out and made up for the hour or so that got screwed up last week. Now, those wondering what podcast I was talking about, I would strongly recommend that you don't listen to it, because it's garbage. Although I will put one piece of advice out here for them and for everyone else. That's, don't you dare give advice if your shiz is not in order to begin with. You want to give advice, I would strongly suggest that you 1, get some knowledge, 2, get some talent, 3, get some experience, 4, get some decent microphones, 5, get some decent content, 6, get a decent remit, 7, get some decent originality, and 8, grow a damn spine. And after that happens, then maybe you will have the right to give advice. But until that time comes, ladies and gentlemen, shut the up. Yes. STFU. It's the illusion of choice! Isn't it, folks? The illusion of choice here. Your chance to get along and get on and get involved in the show. There's also another way you can get involved as it happens. Once the website gets up, CityOfBrit.com, there was the opportunity for you to win a grunty. That contest is still ongoing. Obviously, we've had to extend it for a little while. So once the website gets back up, if you leave a comment either on this episode or on the article about winning a grunty, then you are in the running. It's wonderful. Isn't it great? It's exciting! Yes! Yeah, you know what? I should have self-censored myself. Let's try it again. Shut the up. There we go. That's my censorship beep. Even my censorship beep is better than your show! Be humiliated. Right. Illusion of choice. Here we go. So, this is interesting. Let's go with that. I like that. Let's go, yeah. Right, this was from Aralith, and he says this. My topic for the illusion of choice is in regards, not for the lore value, to cutscenes that play once the Lich King is defeated. Blizzard has shown that they are capable of making good scenes within the game's engine, for example, Wrathgate. Do you think this trend will continue into Cataclysm? If you so, do you think they should add similar scenes to events that aren't exclusively endgame? Though the Wrathgate wasn't endgame, it could be soloed. Well, there you go. That's the exact point right there. It is an event that is not endgame. So, 50% of the cutscenes that have been put in the in-game engine are not endgame. So, if that is the ratio, then you should be fine with that. Yes, there should be a cutscene when the Lich King is defeated. It's the major pivotal plot point of the entire expansion. Now, some people have suggested, oh, go back and put some more cutscenes in. What, the end of the Dead Mines? No. Now, they've already said that they're not going to put cutscenes into the old stuff because it's a waste of time. Yeah? They want to put it into the new stuff. So, maybe if they make some major changes to the old content that you go through again, I can expect more of these cutscenes. Now, I know the guys that make these cutscenes. In fact, one of them used to be on the show a long time ago. You might remember his name. He goes by the name of Terran, ladies and gentlemen. He was part of the Rufus Cubed production team, along with Ezra, two extremely talented machinimators. And he was hired by Blizzard, along with Tristan Pope and a couple of other people, to make these cutscenes. And look at the job they've done. Amazing, astonishing what they can do with the engine. Now, I think these cutscenes provide more than just lore value for people. I think everyone has a little bit of an inherent interest in the lore, but they're not interested in the stuff that makes it difficult to get into it. Now, you want to know what I'm talking about? Well, think about this. We're talking about quest text. I don't care about quest text at all. Why would I? What possible reason would I care about quest text? No, there's no reason for that. I don't care about quest text at all, so I ignore it. However, I'm not going to ignore a really well-rendered cutscene. No, I'm not. I will happily take it that way. That is one of the best ways of delivering content. I think one of the errors that Blizzard has had in trying to get people to care about the lore is a total lack of ways to interact with it in a good and meaningful manner. Voice acting. Basically none of it. You know, I like the voice acting in raiding, but that's the only voice acting there is. It's like, I don't get to talk to a quest giver and have them be voice acted. Now, I understand it's a huge undertaking, but really, what about the new one? You know, why can't we get a little bit of voice acting in the new expansion? It's only 5 levels worth of content. Surely it can't be that hard. For God's sake, BioWare is voice acting their entire game. An entire voice acted MMO. Even your own character is voice acted. Crazy. I mean, we know BioWare are masters at this kind of thing, but really, couldn't Blizzard maybe give it a try? The cutscenes are a great way of getting people involved in the lore that wouldn't otherwise be involved in the lore. It's good to give poignance to certain events within the game. Yeah? It's like Wrathgate was a kind of major marker in your progress towards the endgame content. It was. It's like, I've done the Wrathgate, and things have changed, and now in combination with the phasing, you've got the ability to genuinely tell a story that changes, which is not something that you've been able to do before in MMOs. So, for MMOs to really succeed as a genre, I think they have to effectively tell a story, and up until now, WoW has not done that. With the introduction of cutscenes and maybe voice acting, of course, phasing, and better quests, you've got a nice little triumvirate there of things that could work extremely well to get people engrossed and, more importantly, immersed in the game. The immersion factor, very important. I never get immersed in World of Warcraft, really. I always feel detached from it. There's other games like Mass Effect, Dragon Age, things like that. I can really get into that. I can really get immersed into the actual game itself. So yeah, I would absolutely love to see some more cutscenes, and I think they can be used in an incredibly effective manner. Right, ladies and gents, we're coming towards the end of the show. I'd like to thank everyone for listening today to this bumper episode of Blue Please. Next week, most likely, more content. We'll try and keep it to another 2 hours. Why not? Get it all out of the way so we can get back to our normal schedule. And again, I'd like to reiterate what's happening with the server. The server is currently down. We are in the process of getting everything sorted out. The website fell over as a direct result of web traffic. Yep, it happens. It's actually back up again at the moment, but please don't go break it. You probably will. But yeah, it's back up at the moment for the time being, but again, it's up and down, and it's a complete mess. So I'm going to be hosting the archive on a different server for the time being. I'll make it available. I'll most likely link it on the website. I'll put it on the iTunes feed, get it all sorted out, and I will tweet it, of course, as well. Now, those of you who are subscribed to the old iTunes feed, well, if you want to listen again to this show, of course, if you're listening to it, you've probably got it anyway. The old iTunes feed will still work. We can't transition it yet because of the server instability, but I'm going to have it added to the feed anyway to make sure that you will get the latest episode. Hopefully by next week it'll be switched over to the Cynical Brits feeds and everything will be all delicious and lovely. But yeah, you can get it on there, you can stream it off the website, you can download it from the Twitter links, off the Facebook links, there's plenty of places to find it. It's really easy, and thank you again for your support and your patience through what has been a very rocky but also very successful in terms of listenership launch, and that means a lot more stuff's going to be coming your way, more interviews, more content, more shows, better advertising, of course. Always nice to have good ads on your site instead of terrible ones, courtesy of cynicalbrit.com, and you are the guys who made that happen, so thank you very much for that, very much appreciated. Now, just to plug, of course, there is a tip jar link. Those of you who wish to show your appreciation by throwing a few dollars in the direction of the show, absolutely optional, and it's always very humbling when people choose to do that. Several people have done it already and continue to do it. We'll get a couple of donations a week from people that say, hey, thanks for doing the show, here's a little tip. You know, we think the show is of high enough quality to deserve to be a service, so we deserve to tip you for it. Again, entirely optional, and we thank every single last one of you for doing that. The money goes towards maintaining the server, getting better equipment, and of course buying advertising so that we can advertise on other websites and bring in yet more listeners for the cause. It's good, folks. And you think, well, why does that benefit me? Well, it benefits you because the more people we bring in, the more advertising dollars we can earn, the better the equipment gets, the better the servers get, and the larger we get, the more interviews we can get. We will become bigger, we can attract the more prominent folks, not just from within the WoW community, but outside in the gaming community as well. We've got several interviews in the pipeline, which will be coming as part of Gaming Express and Gaming the System over the next few weeks, so keep an eye on the website. Now, I would appreciate it if you could go to iTunes, if you use iTunes already, and leave a comment or a review. Be honest. I'm not expecting, oh, here's all my fives. Say what you think about the show. Be completely honest. Constructive feedback is way more useful than sycophantic nonsense. I'd rather have one piece of constructive criticism than 1,000 sycophantic mewlings from the listener base. So please, go leave a rating on iTunes, go review it. It really helps the show, and it makes me happy inside. Shout out time, folks. Email them to themurloc@gmail.com. That is themurloc@gmail.com. Alternatively, you can tweet me. That's at TotalBiscuit with a Twitter account. Or you can send me a message on IRC. That's irc.quakenet.org. # or pound cynical Brit. Yes. Brit. It's cold in here. Get your parkas. Right. Here's one from Ragavale. He says this. Shout out to the Command and Conquer Beta for being awesome. Interesting. I want to try that out. Definitely worth having a look at, I think. I'll hopefully bring you a preview on Gaming Express at some point. It's from Ragavale from Doomhammer EU. A shout out to Steves for getting his new job at St. Mary's on the Hill Playgroup, for doing so well there at my workplace, and a shout out to my best buddy Looper for also always being there for me and being the best friend ever. The sickening friendships. Ugh, disgusting. You bring out the inner Murloc in me. Yes. Right. Tim Troll, shout out to the Dawn of Cynical Brit. Also gonna have a Megadeth drop in. I don't have a Megadeth drop in, but I can try and give you a Megadeth drop in, I guess. How am I supposed to do this? Okay. This is gonna fail horribly. Custom-made live drop-ins. Live on the show. So, you want a Megadeth drop-in, you say? Okay, I suppose I can manage that for you. Let's try a Megadeth drop-in. There you go, a Megadeth drop-in for you. I have no idea what just happened. Whatever, here you go. Pushing the envelope as always here on Blue Please. A shout out to Saracen Requiem. Come guys, stop failing and pass Rebellion. It's from Jonathan Spencer. Can we get a shout out to Gnome Wise? Yes, we can. Gnome Wise will be doing some interviews directly after the show, so keep an eye out on that. A shout out to the Cadbot. We miss you in the IRC channel. Unfortunately, we don't miss Cadwallian, the passive aggressive little bitch. A shout out to Saracen and Requiem on Azure Mist US. Come on, guys, stop failing. Yes, we get the idea. Let's have a look at some more emails here. Yeah. Reading out the quest text. Yes, indeed. We'll do a couple more, and then we will end the show. A shout-out to Bunkerface for bringing on some fantastic, and I do mean absolutely fantastic, prizes for the next few weeks. And, of course, working on some interviews. That's very good indeed. And a shout-out to the one and only Ariana, our web designer. Absolutely fantastic. Fantastic website that we've got going on here. We just need a server that can now handle it. Handle it! Ladies and gents, I am out of here. You have been listening to Blue Please here on CynicalBrit.com. Check out the rest of the shows on CynicalBrit.com. That's Gaming Express and Gaming the System. And also have a look at VTWProductions.com with the fantastic Casually Hardcore versus the World and 24T, as well as Emperor's Court. Thank you for listening, ladies and gentlemen. You are absolutely fantastic. We're going to go out with a little bit of Hell March. Good night.